Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mackie and welcome to Bookmas, and this is gonna be a long video, so get your drinks, get your cozy blankets, settle down and warm up because you're gonna hear me yap about books for so long now that it's gonna be incredibly crazy. So now we've all seen the title, we've all seen the thumbnail of this video. Yes, I spent $700 on books. Yes, I have a huge haul for you. Before you go yell at me in the comment section, hear me out. These books are all books I bought accumulated over the year of 2024. So this is like a combined haul because I didn't make not a single haul video this year. My goal was to reduce on the books I'm buying, and that didn't really happen. I didn't really stick to it. I broke it in like literally 2 days of 2024. We will get to that in a minute. But apart from that, just keep in mind, these are all the books I've bought only in the year of 2024, and these are literally all the books I've bought. So every single book I've bought in this year is going to be in this video, and this is all the money I've spent only on the physical books I will be showing in this video. So naturally, yes, I've spent more on audiobooks and ebooks and my Kindle books and my Libby subscription, but again, keep in mind, those don't really account to physical space in my library, which I'm again running out of, so that's not a good thing really. But then I am getting better at the book buying situation because every month, I think last year, or I don't know if I'm exaggerating it, there was like a new haul, so I'm getting better at it. But it's time for the big book haul of 2024, wherein I spent $700 on books now. So I'm gonna give you the craziest haul you've literally ever seen because I've spent so much money on books, and every month I told myself, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm just gonna make like a combined video of showing you the books I'm buying. I'd show it randomly in reading vlogs, but I never actually give you the combined haul. And so finally I'm sitting down, I'm showing it to you. So yeah, it took some time, and now you can yell at me because I'm done saying everything I had to, and we can get into it. I personally think it's the perfect video to film for Bookmas because it kind of shows like accumulation of every single book. And also I wanted to do this video every other month, like I said, but I never got around to doing it. So I'm finally doing it. It feels like the perfect like bow on a list, and we can just do it right now. So starting with the first book I bought for 2024, I'm flipping through it right now, and I don't know if this was like a nice one to break my goal with. You can let me know in the comments if you like any of these so I can go ahead and read them if I haven't already. But my goal for 2024 was to buy less. I think I've said that in so many videos at this point. This was the first book I bought, and you know what day I bought it on? 2nd of January. That's my younger sister's birthday. We were at the mall. Every single book in this video has a backstory, so it's going to take some time. But we were at the mall. I was browsing in the bookshop because they have like a really pretty aesthetic one over there, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to give this to myself. So I did, and I ended up buying What Happens After Midnight. I've heard a lot about it. I know it's about seniors in high school, and this year is actually my senior year of high school, so I'd love to like get around to reading it very soon, or at least around the time high school's finally gonna get over, because I feel like this would be the perfect book, and so I'm saving it for that. But it's so crazy, this was the first book I bought in 2024, and looking back, it doesn't feel like long ago. The year has flown by, but it's like a cool book I think to start off with because I love the purples on the cover. So I'm looking at the piles around me. I have 5. I think I'm just gonna give you the books in the order of when I bought them because that's how I've organized them, not really by genre or anything. So next up, I told myself I want to calm down on my buying spirit because I feel like Amazon was having a sale, if I'm not wrong, in January for some reason, and I wanted to buy so many books so bad because it was cheap, and I kind of regret I didn't because it's not gone back down that cheap since then. But regardless, I didn't buy anything until I believe the 1st of Feb. Now I remember this day exactly. Why? It's because on the 31st of Jan was my parents' anniversary. I remember I put my book down, went and wished them the 1st at like 12 a.m. and then the next day in the evening when it was actually the anniversary, we were like cutting the cake, and in my head I was just like, as soon as this is done, I'm running back up to finish my book. And I remember I stayed up till 4 in the morning on Feb the 1st finishing A Coat of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Now this is not a book I bought for this video, it's something I got for Christmas. So the cutoff is very close by to the New Year's mark, but this is not for this video. I just wanted to preface by saying this is where the next little book haul comes in from. This ends on like a bleak hope kind of note. It's not like crazy and it's not a cliffhanger, but I definitely needed the second one. And so as soon as it was done at 4, I was just like, I'm gonna wake up at like 8 in the morning, literally run with my dad when he goes out, and I'm gonna go to the bookshop, get myself the book. And so the first one didn't have it, but then thankfully the one in the city town side, they actually did have it. Literally like my favorite bookshop in this town, and the fact that they had it, and they had a bunch of other ones. So I was literally just browsing, found this, and so the haul from that trip includes A Coat of Mist and Fury. This is the second Actor book. It was shrink wrapped and it's a little damaged, but you know, it was like the last copy they had left, and I don't really give a shit because I wanted it so bad that I bought it. Haven't read it since. I've started it. I'm like maybe 50 pages into it, and I would love to get to it sometime. So there'll be a vlog coming hopefully soon when I'm picking this back up, but I'm so excited to read it, and this is such like a good investment that I really don't care that this was, you know, the second book I bought in this year, because it's worth it to me. Along with that, because in that moment I was so Actor obsessed. I still am, don't get me wrong, but because I wanted to, I bought the third one as well, because I figured I don't want to keep running to the bookshop every 2 days because, you know, I'm ruining my sleep. I just want to get to the next book without stressing out like I did that day because I wasn't sure if they'd have it. And so this was in perfect quality. It's still shrink wrapped, and it's the third Actor book, A Coat of Wings and Ruin. I'm so excited to read this because this is some of the Actor fangirlies' favorite book, and you know, it's about the war literally, so I'm excited to get to it sometime. Now also from the trip, because I was only supposed to really get the second Actor book, but you know, I was browsing like I always end up doing, and then I ended up buying a couple more books. I wish I hadn't. I wish I, you know, had more control over myself, but I don't regret that because the next one on the list is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Now for context, I have spoken about the series on my channel. This has been like the childhood series for me. I've read it like a bajillion times growing up. I've watched all the movies. I've, you know, gone deep into the internet Harry Potter rabbit holes, and so I saw they have this like 25th anniversary edition, and I knew I needed to get it. It's got like pictures inside, and you know, it's beautiful under the jacket, and I think it's just such a nice investment personally for me as a Harry Potter fan, as a Potterhead. And so when I saw it, and this was again the only copy, I knew I had to get it, so that's what I ended up doing. Now the last book from this little trip or the excursion I made in the morning to get the second Actor book is actually the third book in a Once Upon a Broken Heart series. And now the reason I got this, regardless of the fact that I haven't read either Once Upon a Broken Heart or Carvel, I got Carvel for Christmas last year, and I do own both the Once Upon a Broken Heart books. The reason I got this is because I believe it was very close in February the first time that this book had come out, and you know, it had been released, and I've been seeing so many people say that once they read the second book in Once Upon a Broken Heart, they need to pick up the third one because they were dying of like excitement, and it left off like on a cliffhanger. And already keep in mind, that morning I set out of the house thinking, oh my god, even though Actor didn't end on a cliffhanger, I wanted the second book so bad, and I had such bad anxiety and stress the entire morning. I knew that, you know, I want to get into more fantasy, and if I ever end up reading this, I don't want to go through the stress again of not having the next book in my hand. So I figured, you know, this is here. Again, there was only one copy, so I told myself I'm just gonna go get it because this was the first time I saw it in a bookshop in my hometown at least. There aren't really many popular like bookshops here, or like bookshops that own like new releases specifically. You just have to go order them online, and I believe this wasn't available online at the moment. So I told myself in the moment, because I was in my fantasy era, but then, you know, that died down because I didn't really go around to recording it. I stuck to more of like a firmer schedule. I wish I hadn't have, but I'm in my fantasy era again, so I'm gonna get to it soon. But regardless, I ended up getting it, and I'm, you know, not mad about the purchase. I'm just mad about the fact that there's like a matching one to the set I own, because I own the pink ones, and this doesn't really match the one I own. So I don't really care now. I still have the book, and I can get to it anytime because of the fact that if the second one ends crazy, I want to have the third one for the sake of my sanity, and so I have this in my hand. Now next up, I don't think I went very crazy on books for a long time until I believe I was going on vacation, and a week before that. And now keep in mind, for context, this is the vacation I went on in the month of May. It's not the first one I went on in March. So in May, right before that, before I was going on vacation, my friend wanted to hang out. We went to a bookshop, and because she was buying, that's the only reason I bought. Again, listen, if someone's giving me company and if I'm in a bookstore, you really think I'm going to hold back? No. Divine Rivals has been blowing up everywhere. The paperback had just come out around that time, so I was just like, I'm going to go ahead and get it. I don't really care. And you know, it's stunning, it's beautiful, and I don't regret the purchase. So this is another book I bought, and you know, surprisingly, this was the only book I bought that day when I went out with her, and she bought like all of my recommendations. So she bought like a whole pile, and I only got this one, so that was like really funny to me. But this is the next book I got. And now let's speed things along, because I'm taking so long to give you backstory when, you know, you probably don't even care. You came for the haul. So let's rush things up. Next, again, before I was going on vacation, keep in mind this is like the last week of April or so. I believe it was World Book Day, and the like chain bookstore near me was hosting like a huge sale for World Book Day. And so I was just like, listen, I love them, but I don't really support them because they're like a chain bookstore. I like supporting my local guys as well. But then because they had such a big sale and everything was like literally so cheap, and I read like crazy. I read like books on my caffeine. I read like literally a book a day at this point. I wish I was, getting better at it, but I'm not. I figured, it's not going to be a bad investment. So I was just going to buy the books anyway. And so I, got a haul from them as well for World Book Day. But these are all bought for me from my dad. So that's really nice of him. He didn't have to, but he got them. And I have Powerful. This is, I think, the book that comes after Powerless. Haven't read that yet, but I've heard such amazing things that I actually want to have the whole series. Keep in mind, when I'm reading series, if I've heard amazing things and if I think it's going to line up with my book tastes, I would like to have all, so I'm not worrying about the fact that, I don't have the next one once I finish. And so, I'm one of those kind of readers. I wish I didn't fall in that trap. And if you look at my recent purchases, I'm not falling in it anymore, but at the beginning of the year I was. So I have this one, and soon there will be a vlog again next year of me reading more fantasy, wherein there's going to be a dedicated one of me reading Powerful, Powerless, all these books. And so it's going to be a fun one. You can look out for that video. But I bought this book. Also ended up getting Lynn Painter's new adult release. It's called Happily Never After. Heard great things of her books at that point, and I do believe I'd read one that I really enjoyed. And so I figured, it's a new release. I wanted it so bad because the concept is so interesting. These two, they reject like weddings. So whenever someone asks at the wedding, the priest, does anyone object? These guys are like, yeah, we do. And so that's why it's Happily Never After, because they object, and he has gone to object at his ex-girlfriend's wedding. She's falling for him. So it's like a very interesting premise. I don't think I gave premises for any of the books before, but you came for the haul, so it's fine. And that's the reason I got this. After this, still in the shrink wrap, is Daisy Jones and the Six, because I actually wanted to read this on vacation. Never got around to it because I read like a bunch of other books and I was doing vacationing things. But I don't regret, because I've heard this is written in an interview format. Now I cannot confirm that because it's still in shrink wrap. I haven't opened it yet. I'll get around to it. I'll get better at it hopefully. But this is the next book we also got in the World Book Day haul. Now it's so funny, when I went on vacation 2 weeks into vacation, so this is like a couple weeks into May, there was another Amazon haul. So these hauls are really coming out to get me and my money, because I was just like, listen, just take it. I don't even want it at this point, take it. And so many books were for so cheap that I was just like regretting the fact that I didn't get any in the January sale. So I was just like, I'll get them now. Again, I know I need to get better at my like book buying habits. I wish I was, but I'm not like the great mature person that I wanted to be this year. So around that time, I went a little crazy on the sale. I ended up getting the reappearance of Rachel Price. Everyone was talking about it back then because it was like a new release. It's by the same author, Holly Jackson, of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I also own. And so it was very interesting, just to have like more backlist to binge, because I know that's going to be a series like I love and enjoy, and I wanted to have it. Next up, I ended up getting Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Now earlier this year, I actually read a different book of Gabrielle's. It's called Elsewhere. This book has easily made it to my top 10 of this year because it was so good. It shattered me. It was perfect, emotional, heart-wrenching, basically wrecked me, and I wanted more of that. And I saw this on sale, so I was just like, I'm going to get it. And it's different from the paperback that they've been selling for the past year, so I don't know what's about that. But it's smaller and more convenient, so I don't really care. I have another Gabrielle Zevin book to read. I'm ready to get more heartbroken and devastated, so I think that's like the perfect book to buy. Also in the sale, I ended up getting Bride. Now keep in mind, I do own a couple of Ali Hazelwood's books. I have read a little bit of one of them. I haven't really like finished the whole thing, and I was enjoying what I read of it, but I was saving it for a different video. And I have seen a couple of quotes that were really interesting from this book, so I bought it. But then right after I bought it, I've been seeing like negative reviews about it. So while I will read it, I don't know how soon I'll get to it. So if you've read it, obviously let me know in the comments if I should. And I probably will, because I own the book and I don't really like unhauling until I read them. I'm going to read it regardless. And so whenever I do, you will see it in a vlog. But the quotes that I did read are really standing out to me, and they still make me want to read the book. So I think it was like a good enough purchase. And looking at the cover now, I realized this is not all of her hair. I actually thought it was. There's eyes in it. So there's like a wolf, because it's like an Omega verse book, I think. And I've never read any of that either. So if you've got like starting recs or something, let me know, because I don't want to go in blind and like not knowing anything. But I'll probably just pick this up and we will see. The stack of books I have in front of me that I was just balancing, all of the ones I just finished showing you, is balancing so precariously. I'm scared it's going to fall over me, so I'm going to have to go easy on that. I'm a little scared. But next on the list we have Funny Story by Emily Henry. So when I was on vacation, I was actually at my uncle's place, and he ended up buying this for me. Honestly, I love it when people buy me books because I'm not the one paying for it. That's the best reason, but also it kind of shows their love for me, so that's also really nice. But he got this for me also because, again, it came out at the time. The concept is so interesting. Her ex got together with his ex because they were like childhood best friends or something, and both of them don't have a house anymore, so they're like rooming together and they start falling for each other, I think. So it's very interesting, the concept, and they say it gives New Girl, and he's like Nick from New Girl. I didn't know it at the time. I have since watched like a couple seasons of New Girl. It's like my favorite show ever at this point, and I'm so beyond excited for summer to come around so I can read it because her books are so summer coded. I have read Beach Read. That's one of the best books I've read this year. I wish I was joking. That has me in such a chokehold to the point where I cannot wait to read this because, you know, summer, I wish it came around sooner, but at the same time, I'm loving fantasy weather right now, so it's fine. But I have this to get to anyway next summer. There will be a vlog coming for all of these books at some point, so you can look forward to that. Also, while I was on vacation in the month of May, because when I went in March, I said in my video that there are so many indie bookshops there that I wanted to support, but because I went in too late, I didn't end up buying anything. And then now when I went again in May, I was just like, I want to buy at least one book because whenever I buy a book, I remember it with like a certain memory. So right now when I'm giving you the haul, I'm telling you the backstory behind it. I actually remember these backstories because of the books I bought. I don't know if that's good or not, but because I, went into the indie bookshop again in May, I wanted to remember the May trip by the books I bought. So whenever I look at End of Story by AJ Finn now, I'm going to remember that, oh, I bought this on my trip when I went in May 2024. Don't know if I remember exactly, but again, it's a fun book. I have another one of his books, and I've heard not so great things about this one, but again, it was on sale. I'm gonna read it anyway. I don't really care because sometimes I end up liking books more than the normal Goodreads audience does, and so I'm not really that scared, but I'm just gonna get to it later because the text in it is so small, it's kind of scary. But yeah, now at this point, I started telling myself to kind of slow down on the books, and mid-year was coming around. This wasn't really a mid-year goal. This was more of like a goal I came up with towards my birthday, which was June, wherein I told myself I only want to buy books I actually enjoy. So if I've loved the book, I've already read it on like different formats. So if I read it on audio, if I read it on ebook, because keep in mind, sometimes when I read a book on ebook but I haven't finished it in time for the video, I'll buy an audiobook of the same book to finish it up. So that's more money spending, but if I love the book and I want it as a physical as well, I want multiple versions of it, again, that's money spending. But I've been telling myself I want to get better at the physical buying because then I don't get to them, and so that's what I'm doing now. Like I said when I was talking about Happily Never After, there was like a Lynn Painter book I read. It was this one. It was Do Over. I've read this. I want to reread it. It's so amazing. I think I read this in my 24-hour readathon. I'll have it on screen for you. It was like the first one, and this is the most incredible book for you to read, especially around Valentine's. And so like I knew I had to get a copy. Me and my sister actually ended up getting this, and she read it and she says it's one of the best books she's read in her life. So keep in mind, and also it's an amazing book. If you have to read it, go ahead and read it. I just wanted like a physical in my life because this is the kind of book you want to own. And it's perfect. The pink on the cover is so cute. Also ended up getting Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter because the new one was coming out this year, and I believe it has come out at this point, but I haven't read either so far. I want to get to this soon because it's so cute. It's got some of my favorite movies on the cover. It's got like romance movie quotes on here, like the iconic ones, and I just want to read it and feel happy because Lynn Painter does that in her writing style, and I love her for it. And this is one of her best books, they say, so I can't wait to get to it. Now, right here, sitting in the bag since the day I got it, it's in the foils bag, by the way, if anyone cares. I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap it or unhaul it right now. This is not the first time I'm unhauling, so no one needs to scream at me, but my granddad actually went on like a little trip to London, and while he was there, he like video called me. So him and my aunt, they actually went to London for like a week or so, and then while they were there, they video called me from foils. They asked me what I wanted. I got the first special edition I ever have in my life, if you don't count the Harry Potter one that I showed you, and if you don't count my sprayed edges version of Iron Flame. I got this one of If We Were Villains. It's beautiful. It's a little damaged somewhere over here, but like I genuinely don't care because look at how stunning this is, and they got this for me, and they gave me like a whole haul. They said just get whatever you want, so that's the best feeling in the world because it was still my birthday month, and he was just like he's gonna get it for me regardless. And listen, I love it when it's my birthday and people are buying me books, so most of the books right now are from that. And keep in mind, it wasn't that crazy because I'm asking for books for my birthday anyway. But yes, this is one of the books he ended up getting me, and it's so gorgeous because when you open it up, it's got like end papers and stuff. I don't want to damage it because I want to read it like right now, this time of year, because I've heard it's perfect for that, and I can't wait to get to it. Isn't it incredible? I'm gonna open this bag up. Give me a second because they're also tight in here because there's so many. So give me 1 second. So this was technically my birthday gift from my granddad, along with like the gift cards he got me, because keep in mind, he got me all these books and he got me bookstore gift cards and he gave me money to spend in the bookshop. So genuinely best birthday ever. But I'm gonna show you more of the books now. All of them are hardcover because I feel like most of the books on the video call that they showed me in the foils they were at, I don't know if it's a regular thing because I've never been to one. I'm not from the UK, but every single one of them is a hardcover, so I don't know about that. But anyway, this is the haul. He ended up getting me the second book, The Ministry of Time. So this one I saw Haley fam give it like 5 stars 1 week before they ended up getting this for me. So it's kind of crazy. I saw her video and then I saw this in the shop. There was only one, and in the pictures I saw the spine because my aunt was sending me like the pictures of everything they had on the shelves, and I saw it and I was contemplating whether I wanted it or not, but then I scrolled past the picture, couldn't find it, and then when they video called me back up and I couldn't find the picture so that they could like locate the bookshelf and get it for me, they actually had to call in an employee to help, who was again really sweet, helped us out. We got the book and I have it now, so I'm excited to get to this as well. I've been saving it for this time of the year because the concept feels very like wintry to me, because it's like, I think magical realism, and that in my head is very towards the end magical fantasy towards this time of year type. Next up, they ended up getting me Listen for the Lie. Again, heard amazing things about this book. It hasn't come out, or it hadn't come out at that point where I live, and I really wanted it so bad. And again, look at the cover, it's so incredible. I don't know why it's covers like this that really pull my attention. They don't have to be like amazing, jaw-dropping, or like the most fantastic stunning cover ever, though you will see a few next up, but like it's just covers like this that really do it for me. And the concept of this is so good. I think there's like a true crime podcast in it, and the only other book I've read of the sort is None of This Is True, which had like a true crime podcast owned by one of the girls in it. And so I was just like, I want to relive that. I've heard amazing things about the book and the audiobook of this one, which I think was like a Goodreads nominee for this year, so I had to get it, and I have, and you know, it's incredible. Look at it. Something just so satisfying about holding hardcovers. Like I'm holding this, and I was holding the Harry Potter one, and genuinely they just feel so nice to hold. They're not really comfortable to read, but they're nice to hold and look at. And so the last one that they ended up getting me from London is The Last Murder at the End of the World. So this is like the new Stuart Turton book. I have another one by him, which was actually gifted to me by my friend last year for Christmas, and so I can't wait to get to them because the covers are stunning, the premises are so crazy. Like when you read the title, The Last Murder at the End of the World, are you not going to want to pick it up? Because that's actually crazy. And listen, I'm a huge mystery thriller girly. If the cover or if the title pulls me in that way, I'm going to read it. You can't do anything about it because yes, I do judge books. I cannot help that, and this is crazy to me, so I'm doing it. He also got me, or he paid for the copy of Better Than the Movie, so that was like gifted, but like, you know, I forgot to mention, so that was also part of my birthday gifts from him, which is crazy. But more into my birthday gifts now, because these are the books from June, and then there was like a huge hiatus on book buying because I told myself I want to calm down. So first I'm going to show you my birthday books, then you know, there was like a bit of a break before I went full scale again. Firstly, my sister ended up getting me Misery. She is the most incredible, amazing sister in the world, because every time there's something, Christmas, you know, my birthday, whatever, she's always buying me the books I want, and she's buying me books. It's just crazy because that's like my favorite thing in the world, and she's doing it for me. And she's my little sister. She doesn't have to, but she's still doing it, and it's so sweet. And you know, if you're watching this, genuinely, I love you. That's really nice of you. But she ended up getting me Misery for my birthday. Now, if you see in one of the later books I've hauled earlier in the year, so like when I was on vacation, a month before she bought me this, I read a different book. It was like about serial killers and stuff, and that girl in that, she kept referencing Misery, and I've heard amazing things about this, so I was just like, you know what, I want to have it. My sister got it for me. The cover is so incredible. Again, it's just covers like this, they don't have to be too crazy, but you know, the way it's done is like drawing me in, and it's snowing, so it's like the perfect book to read right now in December, wherein it gets dark out like literally at 6 and it's so cold, and you know, the vibes of it are everything to me, especially because look at this. He's a famous writer, she's his #1 fan. Why is that so compelling? I've never read like Misery before, I've never watched the movie, and though I do know the concept like a little bit, he like gets stuck and his like favorite fan like rescues him, but she keeps him trapped because he's like killing off her favorite book character. That's so wild and crazy to think, because I read authors on a daily basis, but I wouldn't want to go ahead and like trap my favorite author and be like, you need to write the book the way I want it or I'm killing you. So again, stakes have gone crazy in this book, and I want to get to that because listen, that's getting my attention hooked and that's so fun. Next up, my sister ended up getting me When the Moon Hatched. This book again has been going viral on TikTok for so long. The cover is so incredible, but what's putting me off is number one, the length of it. Keep in mind this is the UK version of the paperback, the US, which on Goodreads, by the way, it's like 800 pages. It's like double the size of this. So again, I'm scared to read it because of the size, and also because there's like a glossary that's like long. I don't know if it's 40 pages. I will check after I'm done recording this haul, but that's going to take some time to get through. So I'm going to get to this book hopefully soon. But look at the cover. It's so incredibly stunning. Again, now I'm praising covers at this point, but I don't really care. I love it, and my sister got me this. The last book she ended up getting me for my birthday was Fool Me Once, because I actually wanted to read this book and then watch the show. I've read, I think, like another book of Harlan Coben's, the new release of last year, I Will Find You. Read it in literally 2 sittings. It was the best mystery thriller I've read, and so I wanted to get to this and she got it for me. Hopefully I'll read it soon and get to watching the Netflix show because I've heard so many good things about it. And that's it from what my younger sister got me for my birthday. On my birthday itself, I ended up getting one book from the bookshop because like I said, whenever I'm somewhere doing something, if I end up buying a book, I'm going to remember that day forever when I look at the book because I'm associating the book with that day. So I'm going to associate The Chamber with my birthday now because I don't know, but at that time in the year, I was actually obsessed with watching How to Get Away with Murder, the show, and it's about like lawyers and stuff trying to evade like people getting murder charges and stuff. You can go ahead and watch it. It's like crazy and I love it. And so, you know, this is about lawyers as well. The premise is also very interesting and it kind of gave me that show, so I was just like, I have to get it because I love the show. And you know, it's again on the thicker side. It's a little intimidating because the text is small again, but I'm gonna get to it at some point. And it's purple, which is one of my favorite colors, so it's kind of working. Lastly, for my birthday, my grandma ended up getting me Just for the Summer. Heard amazing things. It's Abby Jimenez. Look at the cover. That's all I'm gonna say. I love it so much, but the problem is when she ordered it for me, this came in like so much after my birthday. I'm not even joking. This came like a month after my birthday and it's so crazy. So I never really got to it, but I can't wait to because I've heard this is like the best Abby book out there and I want to start getting into Abby Jimenez now. So the concept is crazy interesting. Anyone who either of them date, as soon as they break up with, the person goes on to find their one true love in life and gets together with that person. So these two are going to get together now to cancel their curse out, and that's just, you know, compelling me in. It's drawing my attention and I love the concept. So this is the next book. Now finally on to our last pile, which is looking at me right now. I wanted to slow down on the books, so I was just like, you know what, not gonna get any more books for now at least, which is why I don't think I end up getting this book until like maybe July, August, which is not a great huge time after my birthday, but then after that I really slowed down. And so this was the first book I gave 5 stars this year. I read it in July, I think the week my cousin was getting married, and you know, this was the best experience of my life. I knew I wanted like a physical copy of it, and now you will look at the way my reading goals have changed from the beginning of the year, because now you will see that whenever I'm reading a book that I'm actually enjoying and I want in my life, that's when I'm buying it. And so my dad actually got this for me, and it was, you know, part of my birthday gifts, because like it was like a later gift, but you know, he just got it anyway. And it's called Second Chance Summer. Please read it next summer if you have to. It's the best book I've read, genuinely, and I love it so much. I am so happy I have it in my life, and I had to include it in this haul even though I've shown it like a couple other times in videos, because this is such an incredible book and I can't wait to read more by this author. Now on to our last little stack. I think I may have said that all of these books in this stack were bought by me literally 2 weeks ago on the sale that, you know, again, Amazon was hosting. So keep in mind, from the month of July till now, November, I didn't buy anything. It's December right now, but these are the last books I bought for the year. These were bought in November, and so I think I did like a pretty good job of going on a book buying ban. But all of these books, most of them I've already read. I just wanted physical copies of to like own in my life. So starting off with The Blonde Identity. Now recently the second book of the series was announced, and I did speculate in my video that came out last year where I was reading this that I wanted a second one, so I'm so excited for that. But off context, now back on track, I read this in a different video last year. It was like the second book I ever read on my Kindle, and I was waiting for the paperback to come out because genuinely I love this so much. I can't wait to reread it. It's like about spies and mysteries and like adventure, but with like a touch of romance, and it was so nice to read. I just loved it so much, and so now I have a physical to go ahead, look at, have on my shelf as my trophy, but also get to sometime in the future. Also the cover is so incredible. I'm obsessed with it, and I'm obsessed with Ali Carter's stories. I'm reading her Christmas book at the moment and I'm like loving it, so this is perfect. Next up, after The Second Chance Summer, I think, which was my first 5-star read of the year, I had read this back to back. This is my second 5-star read of this year. I knew I needed it physically. He actually makes his own coffee blend that's like perfect for me. And this is another one of my favorite books. I love it so much. There's so much I love about it that I can't express it in one go, but definitely read it if you can, and I'm so happy to have it on my shelf. It's very autumn fall vibes, so I don't know if you want to get to that right now because it's December Christmas time, but even if you do, or if you want to save it for next year on your TBR, definitely do that because it's such a good book, and I can't wait to read more of this author because genuinely finding such great gems at this point that listen, I just need to have them in my life. Moving on to another book I knew I needed to have in my life. This is Bad Men by Julie May Cohen. Now I was actually sent the ARC. Thank you so much, RB Media. I was kindly gifted this back when I was on vacation. This was the book I was referencing when I was talking about Misery. So it's about serial killers. They do refer to Misery in the story quite a bit, which was why I got Misery. But I saw it on sale right now, like a couple of weeks ago, and I knew I wanted this because I want to reread it so bad. It's such a good book. It's so crazy. I loved every second of it. I have it on audio now. I have it on physical, even though I bought this with my own money. And I can't wait to read again more of this author's work because it's so good. And you need to go read it. I feel like every time I'm showing you a book I really loved, I just keep saying it's so good, you need to read it. But this book, it's so good, you don't need to read it. I will not recommend it to anyone, but if you're a woman, you should read it. This is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I read it in my getting through my exam TBR kind of video. This book may have broken me because I'm scared of every man in my vicinity now, and I want to reread, even though it's freaking traumatizing. If you're getting it, please look up trigger warnings. This is another one of my 5 stars because giving it anything less feels wrong. But again, I would not recommend this to you. I'm just showing it as part of the book haul. Even recommendations videos, I don't think I'll be showing this in any. It's just I wanted a copy for myself because one day I'd like to get all the women in my life to read it, especially after you look up like the trauma trigger list and then you get into it, because it's so heavy and packed and dense. It's a lot to absorb, but it's very eye-opening to kind of the stuff that happens in real life, and I feel like everyone should be aware of these kind of things. Now on a much lighter note, I ended up getting Love Unwritten because me and my friend, we both own Love Redesigned at this point. We want to read that for book club, and listen, this was on sale. How could I resist? The cover is so cute. It's pink and it's pretty and I wanted it, and so I'm gonna have this right after I'm done with Love Redesigned. I want to stop doing that. I know I said I would with series wherein I don't buy the second one. Apparently I haven't, but it's really cute. I wanted to get to it, and so I have it now. It's also like a brick of a book, so that's kind of intimidating, but I've heard amazing things. It's Lauren Asher, so I'm going to trust in her. And we're getting to the last couple of books in the haul. Finding 13 by Chloe Walsh. All the thick books are together. Again, brick of a book. I've heard such great things about it, and this was traditionally published now, because I didn't actually want to read the ones with the real people covers, but now I do because I've heard so many people, especially Destiny Sidwell, talking so highly of the series that I want to get to it, and now that I have it, I can. And the cover is a little scary to me because the heartbreak on the cover is very evident, but hopefully I'll get to it soon. Hopefully I'll enjoy it, because when you have a big series to get to, you have so many books and so many people's point of view that it feels like family. It feels like you're never gonna run out, and I want that kind of feeling right now especially. So I'm gonna get to this hopefully soon, but again, it's huge, so we will see. And finally, for the last 2 books I bought in the current haul, it's a novel love story by Ashley Poston. This girl ends up going into her favorite small town, but from her favorite romance series, and it's so crazy because there's all the people around her and they're all book characters from her favorite series, which is it's called a novel, like a book love story. And so that's so interesting. I wanted it because listen, if I personally ended up in Chestnut Springs or something, number 1, I wouldn't be complaining, but number 2, wouldn't that be the craziest experience of my life? And so I want to read about something like that. I don't know if people really like this book, but I want to give it a try anyway. And I have another one of her books. It's called 7 Year Slip. The covers are so gorgeous. That's all I want to say. And this is the book I got. Now for the final book on our little haul, I actually read My Roommate is a Vampire in a couple of different vlogs. It's really stretched out because it took me a while to read that book, but I loved it so much. And his best friend from that book is called Frederick. No, Frederick is the main guy. He's called Reginald. And this book is actually about Reginald. So I was so shocked and excited when, this book was announced. I think I said it in my vacation video that listen, as soon as this comes out, I'm getting it and reading it. So I have got it. Haven't read it because again, it's Christmas vibes, and by the time I got it, it was Thanksgiving week, and I'm really not in the mood to pick up a vampire book when we are on the cusp of Christmas, and now we're literally in Christmas. So hopefully I'll get to it soon. I don't think I will this year, but regardless, I have it to get to now because I want to see where the story goes from the first book. It's about Reginald now and another girl, and so it's very interesting to me. He's one of my favorite characters from the first book, and that's really nice and fun. That's it for my 34 book book haul. I spent $700 on all of these books. I hope it was fun coming along with me watching this. Again, keep in mind this is accumulation of every single thing, every single book I bought in 2024 or people got for me. And so it's kind of crazy. Yes, I did sit down to calculate how much money was spent on this, and yes, this does not include the books I got on Kindle or on audiobook. I'm saying that again. So I've spent more money this year. I've ended up getting more books than I wanted to in my original goal, but I'm not mad at myself because most of them are books I've already read or books I want to get to on my immediate TBR, and this is not as many as I ended up getting last year. I feel like most of the shelf that's filled up right now, easily I bought over 100 books last year, and so this is very much downscaling from that. Again, keep in mind 34 physical books is again really bad in my opinion for me, but I don't mind because it's not as bad as last year and I'm getting kind of better at it. Give me some credit. Hopefully next year again won't be as bad. I'll buy a little less, but when I buy these, when I read these, I get so much serotonin. I love reading. This as a reader, it's my favorite dream. And surrounded by all these books, literally sleeping in the room where my bookshelf is makes me feel like I'm sleeping in my own library, and that's the best feeling in the world for me. And so I hope you guys enjoyed watching me yap about books like I said for literally so long. I showed you every single book I bought. If there's any on this list that you personally have read and like really enjoyed, let me know in the comments. If you didn't enjoy anything, try not to let me know, because I won't get to the book sooner and I kind of want to shrink my TBR a little bit because there's so much on it at this point. But these piles are really scaring me now, so it's time to go. It's the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed watching me yap, like, comment, share, subscribe. YouTube things. I hope you enjoyed today's day of Bookmas, because I've literally been sitting here, same spot, for nearly 40 minutes now, yapping your brains off about books, and I should probably get going. Look, my room is actually not the mess I thought it would be. I just have to put 3 piles away, but I have to organize them like really well in my cupboard, so we shall see. Also, I forgot to mention, but this was the second time I tried recording this video, and now that I've spoken for 40 minutes, I'm gonna go get myself a drink of water because I'm so thirsty and tired of talking. But this was kind of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. One last attempt of me trying to get like these stacks before they'll fall over, so I'm risking it, but it's kind of funny. Watch me cry when this falls over. And these are my room lights. You don't really care, but I'm gonna show them anyway. So that's it. These piles are really scaring me. I'm gonna go. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Don't know what order these videos are going out in, so I can't really say for sure. But that's it. I'll see you guys in my next Bookmas video very, very soon. Basically tomorrow. And bye.